Good morning. It's your daily dose of complete health with your local chiropractor, Patrick Hogg. Let me ask a question. How long does a muscle take to heal? How long does a bone take to heal? How long do nerves take to reignite? Now, I realize that that's probably more than one question, but really, how long does it take for tissues within the body to actually fix and repair themselves? Now, the majority of people obviously are told what their doctors teach them, and we have to take those examples as gospel. Now, the majority of athletes will try and go back onto the pitch within kind of 6 weeks to 12 weeks. Why? Well, they're professionals and they've got a hell of a lot of physical therapists working with them. But there are certain phases that they can get through which can get them back into certain sports. But actually, how long is the process on true healing? And if we're not focused in that period of time, what actually can go wrong? Now, interesting enough, there are some really good textbooks that suggest that healing of a muscle can take anywhere up to a year. That is, healing of a muscle can take anywhere up to a year. Now, interestingly enough, muscles can be one of the fastest, along with bones, of tissues to recover because they have a direct blood supply. Things like discs and ligaments and certain types of cartilage don't have the same supply. And as a result, people that are worried about knee injuries that are not clearing up because there's something going on with the cartilage, well, they're going to just take a little bit longer because they haven't got those direct blood supplies that are going directly to them. Now, interesting, like I say, it's up to a year. Now, what we have seen with tissue healing times is that that year is broken down into 3 phases. Now, phase 1, almost everyone has experienced this at some point in their life where they've bashed, bumped, or bruised, and as a result, they've caused an inflammatory phase. Everyone has had swelling around a joint, ligament, muscle, whatever, at some point in their life. And it's really interesting. This period of time really is there to try and prevent us from causing any further injury. So we swell the joint so that we can't weight bear or use it properly. And as a result, that joint gets a little bit of rest. It'll then go into a healing phase, which lasts about 6 to 12 weeks, which is typically how long it would take for athletes to get back on the pitch. But there is a stage afterwards that a lot of us forget about, which is called the remodeling phase. Now, interestingly, with most tissues, when they're going through the remodeling, almost all tissue recovery requires some level of scar tissue to build up to be able to knit things back together so that those tissues can work and operate. But by putting scar tissue down, it's not particularly flexible, and as a result can lead to changes in the function of that tissue, making it not as good or as strong. It's strong, but it's not as strong as the tissue before. And the main reason why is it hasn't got that same flexibility. So the risk of tearing in the first year, so risks of relapses of most injuries in the first year are drastically higher, which is why when you speak to therapists that are managing or looking at longer term management plans, they're not looking at just that inflammation and healing phase, but actually trying to get you back to full recovery and make sure the same issue or new issues don't come later down the line as a result of those injuries that you've had. Now, if you want to learn a little bit more about these things, we are going to be doing an orientation talk in the clinic. This essentially is a health class 101 as per se, where we will go through the 3 biggest causes of disease and dysfunction, how this can start to affect your posture and your body, and how that can have an impact on your nervous system and your function for your body. So if you want to learn a little bit more, please phone the clinic. There is a sign-up sheet where we can get people booked in. We're going to have to limit it to 10 because of the way that things are currently working, but we are allowed to start operating these again. Patrick here from Complete Health. This was your daily dose. I'll speak to you guys again very, very soon. Take care for now.